everyone, and welcome to the review. My name's Janae, and welcome to WIP Chat Wednesday. The subject, diamond painting accessories on a budget. Stay tuned. On this channel, we do unboxings, full post reviews, tips and tricks, and recommendations just like this one. So let's jump into that video. Again, welcome everyone, and today's subject we're going to be going over diamond painting accessories on a budget. So first and foremost, I want to welcome all my subscribers. You guys are wonderful, and thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. I love to read your comments, so please leave those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, we're going to be doing one major question and two bonus questions tonight, so please stay tuned and write those answers down to get yourself entered in those free giveaways. So, first of all, I want to go over some items that I believe are good for beginning diamond painters that have just decided that they're going to make diamond painting a hobby. So one of the first things we're going to discuss are journals. Now, journals are not a must, but it's something that will help keep you organized. It'll keep your orders organized, and when you receive your orders and you do your unboxings, you can jot that information down in your journal. So in case you have an issue where you're missing drills or your canvas is unrepairable, something to that effect, you can jot that down in your journal and then immediately contact the store with the issues that you found during that unboxing. I also use my journals to jot down any information as I'm doing my diamond paintings. So if I run into an issue where I'm finding a lot of nubs in those drills, or if there are a lot of oily drills, things like that, I will make note of that in the journal as well. And then I also write down my overall experience with that store and with that painting. That way it gives me an idea if I'm going to purchase from that store again or not. So I have quite a stash of undone paintings right now, and so I decided I'm going to start doing my journals in two ways. So my first journal, which you're seeing right now, is this one. This journal holds all of my pre-printed paintings. In other words, a painting that I can purchase off of just about any store. That would be like AliExpress or Amazon, stores like that that have a lot of pre-printed paintings. I log that in here. Now what I do is I'll write down the name of the store, the date I purchased it, and under that I'll write received. So when I receive that purchase, I'll write down the date that I received it, how much I paid for it, the size of the painting, and the name of the painting. Now, as I said, as I'm working on that painting, I will jot down information. That way I don't have to remember it down the road, and when I do a post review, I can always reference that particular painting. This book is for all of my customs and my Diamond Art Club paintings. The reason why I separate my Diamond Art Club paintings, even though they're not customs, they are a specific artist, and that's why I like to keep them separate. So I got these two books at the dollar store for $1 a piece, and as you can see, they're pretty thick, so it's going to take a while to get through these two journals. Again, this is an excellent tool to keep you and your orders organized, and believe me, it has got me out of trouble a few times, because there's been times in the beginning of my diamond painting career that I have forgotten the store that I purchased a painting, and I know I paid for it because I paid through PayPal. It was a good thing I did, because that particular, it was a 5-panel painting. I completely forgot who I bought it from, and there was thank God, only one store that sold it, so I was able to pinpoint it. Now, when I went on that site to see my orders, I noticed it wasn't in my orders. So that's why I started doing journals, because it is so easy to forget what store you purchased from when you start making diamond painting a hobby. So we're going to go to the next item, which is Ziploc bags. But before I go into this, your first question. In your journey in diamond painting, what is the most important accessory for you? So what do you believe is the most important accessory in your diamond painting journey? So if you hear barking like just a few seconds ago, that's my puppy and her daddy playing. So they're kind of arguing over something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but you might hear some noises, and that's them discussing who's going to get what. So anyway, back to Ziploc bags. Even for seasoned diamond painters, Ziploc bags you can never have enough of. Now, some of the Ziploc bags that we get in our kits are very flimsy and they don't last very long. So I decided to shop around and find out if I can find a better quality Ziploc bag that will last longer than what we're receiving in our kits. Now, some of our kits we may get 4 or 5 bags. Some of our kits we might get a handful of bags, and some of our kits we might not get bags at all. So my suggestion, go to your dollar store. I got these bags at the dollar store. There was 72 bags. I paid $1 for them, and the quality is far better than the quality we get in our kits. So I highly recommend that you look into this, because there's always that time where you need a baggie and you can't find one. So this is a great alternative, and it doesn't break the bank. Also, if you have been doing diamond painting for a while and you know that you've got a lot of a certain color, like 310 or 939, these bags work out really good, because you really don't want to fill out 3 or 4 of these bags when you can have these. I got this again at the dollar store, and I believe there was 56 bags in this, and I paid $1.50. So again, doesn't break the bank, and it's worth having them around just in case you need them. So the next item I'm going to talk about are labels. Now, there is a way of doing labels where it costs you absolutely nothing, other than you will need some Scotch tape. And that is, when you get your kits and you get the little bags, the 200 drills, it always has the DNC code on there. So what you can do is you can cut that code out, put your drills in a Ziploc bag or a container, whichever you choose. Take a little bit of your Scotch tape and tape that DNC code on your storage. Now that's one way of doing it. The other way, there's 2 other ways you can do this, and that is with self-adhesive labels. I got this, there was 500 labels in this container, and I paid $1.25 at the dollar store. So again, a really good price if you prefer to do labels. Now there's another way of doing it too. It's a little bit more expensive. So those of you that want a label maker, this is a really good alternative. This is a small label maker. It's a Brothers. I picked this up on Amazon. I paid $9.95, and it's really nice. I don't use it very often. I only use it when I'm starting to label my bigger storage containers, and not for my drills. These are storage containers that I use for other items. I did use them for storage containers, but I found that I was spending more money having to replace the cartridges and the batteries. So take that in consideration when you do label makers. Now again, this is a small label maker, so it's very limited to what it does. But if you're looking for a label maker that basically is going to give you numbers, not symbols, but numbers, this is a really good deal. So the next thing I'm going to show you, every diamond painter needs, are crafting scissors. These all came in a set. These are fabric shears. These are for thread, so if you do cross stitching as well, this would be excellent. And then these are your crafting scissors. You got a small pair and a medium-sized pair. I got these at the dollar store. I paid $1.50 for all 4 of them. So again, if you're looking for some crafting scissors at a good price, definitely go to the dollar store. So the next thing I would encourage you to do if you're new at diamond painting and you're definitely doing this as a hobby, you're going to need to pick up a ruler. The ruler is to help guide your protective sheet back down and help push out the air between the adhesive and that protective sheet. Highly recommend that you have one on hand. If you don't have one, again, a dollar store item. You pay $1 for a ruler. You can't beat the price. Better than Walmart. A couple of things I wanted to show you as well. You're also going to need a measuring tape, and there's 2 different kinds. I've got the sewing measuring tape, which works out really well, but I also have a retractable measuring tape, which has inches and centimeters on. Again, dollar store item. I paid $1 for both of these. They came together. So good deal, and it's something that we do use just to make sure that the description that was on the painting that you purchase, you want to make sure that it matches the actual drill field size, because some don't, and it's always nice to be able to make note of that. So again, those are your measuring tools. So now I'm going to bring up this one as well. I bought these pencil bags. They came together, and I store all of my tools that I'm currently using. So I'm doing a project, all my tools that I'm using for that project go in this bag, and this bag holds my cleaning items. So we'll go into that later. Both these bags came together. I paid $1 for both, and you know, it's perfect to keep you organized, especially when you're working on a project. So like I said, I have some trays, my corrector separator, a couple of drill pins, and a couple of different types of tweezers, and I have my wax container. So all of that goes into this bag, and basically if I decide I want to do a project on the go, I just put my bag in my backpack and it's ready to go. Now I'm going to leave this here because we're going to get into the stuff that's in the bag and why I have it there. So the next thing that I'm going to go over with you are rolling pins. Now those of you that are new, you're probably asking, why do I need it? In diamond painting, once you've completed a project, you're going to want to take a rolling pin to that project. That helps press those drills down into the adhesive or poured glue, and it locks them down in place. It's something that a lot of us highly recommend that you do, because that way you know all of those drills are nice and flush down into that adhesive. Now, you can have this rolling pin. It's small, it's narrow, and it's cute. The thing is, for me, it's too small. I do a lot of big paintings, and I found that this roller, I would literally have to roll a lot back and forth, and then up and down, and I found that this was just too small for me. So I decided I was going to find an alternative for this. Now, I got this on Amazon. I paid $14.95 for this, and the reason why it's expensive is because it was designed for diamond painting. Now, this is wood, okay, so it's a hard surface. I got myself a baking rolling pin. It's no harder than this here, and it covers 3 times the space. I paid $2 for this. You got it at the dollar store. So why pay $14.95 for this when you can pay $2 for this? The nice thing about this is, as I said, it's not going to hurt the drills any more than this will, and it covers a lot of space. But you can also use this with your smaller paintings as well. The key is, do not press really hard or press down real hard when you're rolling out on those drills. Same thing with this. You don't want to do the same thing. So why spend $14.95 when you can spend $2? So the next thing I'm going to go over with you is parchment paper and your protective sheets. Now, most of our paintings has some sort of protection sheet. Either it comes with the clear protective sheet, so it kind of looks like cellophane, or you have this kind of sheet. So basically what I do is, when I get my diamond paintings, and I exchange all of this with parchment paper, but I don't throw these away. What I do is I cut them in strips because I may use these down the road. So always save your protective sheets. Cut them up, and you can customize these sheets to fit however you want them to go. So I have them in all different types of sizes, what have you. So always keep your protective sheets, cut them up, put them in a plastic Ziploc bag, and you'll always have this ready to go if you need them. Now, I store a lot of parchment paper too, and I always save my parchment paper as well, because you can always reuse this. So the key here is save, save, save. You never know when you're going to need it. So it's always good to have extras around. Now, as I said, I use parchment paper on all of my projects. I find it's a lot easier for me. And I purchased this roll of parchment paper a long time ago. And as you can see, there's still quite a bit left. I paid $7.95 for this roll, and I have a lot left. So parchment paper, if you want to go that route, for me, it's far better than using the clear protective sheet. And the reason why I say that is because those clear protective sheets have a mind of their own, and they can be quite annoying. Whereas the paper protective sheets that we get, I like to be able to see my drill field while I'm working on it, and you can't with the paper protective sheet. So that's why I use the parchment paper. And I also find that with the clear protective plastic sheet and the paper sheets that we get, sometimes it builds moisture underneath the sheet and the adhesive. So that's another reason why I like to swap it out with parchment paper. I do have a video on parchment paper if you're interested in taking a look. I will definitely have it linked down in the description. So I'm going to show you a couple of different container systems that I have. Now, this is not for drills. This is for my trays and my extra drill pins. These containers are great. I love them. And the nice thing is I got an added bonus with each of them. So I'll show you that in just a minute. But these are the trays, or the containers that I'm talking about. So I have one for my drill pins, one for my trays. And believe me, I needed them. Like here, I'll show you my container with all of my trays in here. You can only see so much, but I'm just going to pop this open because we start collecting a lot of trays once you start doing a lot of paintings. Oops. So this does not want to come out. There it goes. So as you can see, there are a lot of trays in there, and this is just part of them. I still have a lot of other trays stored somewhere else. But these trays I do use quite often, so that's why I keep them in here. So that's for my trays, and you got the idea, so I'm not going to open this one up, but you can see that's all of my pins. And again, this is just part of the collection that I've got going with my pins as well. But it's always nice to have them out, and the nice thing is you can stack them like this and it takes very little space. But the nice thing that came with these containers was this. Each one of these containers came with this scoop, and this came in really handy because, as I said, I do big paintings, and these scoops really help me get those drills out of those container systems. So really great deal. Again, dollar store item. I paid $1.25 for each of these containers, and the scoops came inside for free. Just going to move these down. Okay, so now we're going to go over, sorry, I got a drill. So now we're going to go over cleaning items. So once you've got your project completed, now you're going to want to clean it and prep it and get it ready to either be framed or to seal and finish. So that's what this bag is actually holding. Some of the things that you're going to need to clean your painting is a toothbrush. So a basic toothbrush, we get our toothbrushes from the dentist, we just save them. I've got tons of them saved. And I use the toothbrush to gently brush any lint or any kind of debris that might have fallen on the painting as I was working on it. So you always want to use a toothbrush to clean off your paintings. And then I have a makeup sponge. This helps by wiping up some of that pink wax residue that could be on your drills, or you could use baby wipes. I got these baby wipes at the dollar store. There's 64 wipes here, and they work awesome. They take off that residue and they really clean those drills up really nice. So again, dollar store item. And you can get, if you want to go with the makeup sponge, you can get makeup sponges at the dollar store as well. So that's what this bag holds. Now this brush here is actually a Mod Podge brush. So I do use Mod Podge during the winter only. During the summer I do use spray clear acrylic super gloss. And the reason why I don't use it during the winter is because the fumes are so strong with those sprays that it takes hours, if not a day, to get the fumes out of the house. So during the winter time when I seal with the regular Mod Podge Super Gloss, and I dilute that, and that really does keep that nice shine on your painting, but it still seals it, and I don't have to do it outside. Unfortunately, here in Winnipeg, it gets very cold, so you can't take the sprays outside in, 3 feet of snow. So that's why I do that. Move this off. So there are 2 more items I'm going to show you, but before I show you those 2 items, I am going to give you your bonus question. So bonus question 1, do you keep your spare drills? So again, do you keep your spare drills? So I'm going to show you a trick. One thing I noticed, a lot of people went out and bought those, I believe they're called drill crushers or diamond crushers. Those are items, or a device actually, that you put those diamonds that just won't separate. You put them in this, you turn them, and it helps break up your diamonds so that they separate, right? How about if I show you something that won't cost you a cent and yet does the same exact thing? And I guarantee it, you have these items in your house. You want to see it? All right, let's show this to you. First of all, I need to get a green tray. The reason why I'm getting a green tray is because these are white drills and they're really hard to see on a white tray. So basically what you need is a nickel or a quarter, doesn't matter, a medicine container with the lid. That's it. That's all you need. So I'm going to pour out these drills, bring this to you, so you can see those drills are stuck together. So you take your quarter, put it in your medicine container, pour those pesky, stubborn drills in the container, put your lid on. Now you might want to turn the volume down because this is going to get a little loud. And you shake. Grab that quarter, bring the tray up there so you can see it. See, all of those drills separated. So, like I said, you probably have this in your house, and it won't cost you a dime, or you can spend $9.95 on up for one of crusher crushers. Personally, myself, I like the medicine thing. It's a little loud, yes, but it saves me money, and that's the whole key here. So I'm going to show you the next few items that I believe are items that you want to shop around for, but you don't really want to skimp. And those are magnifiers and a light pad. So let me go over magnifiers first. Now, a magnifier is something, if you struggle like I do, I wear bifocals, and in order for me to even read anything off of a computer, I need bifocals. Doing diamond painting, I struggled and struggled to see those symbols. So I decided I was going to get a pair of really strong reading glasses. Well, that worked for a bit, but it didn't resolve the problem. So I started looking around for magnifiers, and I tried out a couple of pairs that I only paid like $3 or $4 for. Unfortunately, for something like this, I really would advise you not to skimp on it, because to me that was a waste of time and it was a waste of money trying to save myself some money there. So I started looking around and I found these on Amazon. And the thing that I like about these is you have interchangeable lenses. So there are 5 lenses that come with this. You can change them around. If one's too strong, you can always go down. If that's not strong enough, you can always go up. So I really like these for that reason. They do come off easy and they go back on fairly easy. This one here has a light, so you just turn that on, and if you want to have your lights down in your room, you can just turn those off, put this on. It doesn't give a whole lot of light, but it does help. Also, this does move up and down so that you can angle that light as well. And it comes with the band and the arms. The arms come off, you can put the band on, or you can wear them with the arms. It's up to you. I paid $21.95 on Amazon for this, and believe me, it's well worth it if you're looking or needing magnifiers. So the other thing I'm going to show you is a light pad. Now this is your standard 4A light pad. My suggestion to you is, if you decide you're going to get a light pad for the first time, shop around. Don't jump on the first one you see. And make sure you understand what options, if any, come with this. So I'm going to give you an example. I purchased my first A4 light pad off of an official website that sold diamond paintings, basically. And I paid $35 for that light pad. That light pad did not have a dimming, or you couldn't dim it. So it basically came with one brightness and an on and off button. That's it. That light pad lasted me maybe 6 months, and then it finally burnt out. So I ended up buying this light pad on Amazon. I paid, I'm not kidding you, $14.95. Not only does it give you the option to have it in 3 different brightness, but it also had the option with an adapter. So I really did like it, and I was worried. I thought to myself, wow, that's cheap. But I believe I bought it during a sale as well. So there are really good deals for light pads out there. You just have to shop around. But this deal was on AliExpress, and this light pad I've had for just over a year. It still works. However, I did upgrade my light pad because, as I said before, my paintings are big, and this little light pad just wasn't cutting it. So I do use it for my smaller projects, but I'm not for my big ones. So I'm just going to leave that here. The light pad I'm currently using is a 3A, which is much bigger than the 4A. So the lower the number, the bigger the pad. Now this light pad has a quick touch, so you basically tap it, there it goes, and it comes on. Now the nice thing is you can adjust the brightness, so I'm going to bring it down. Okay, so let's say this is the brightness that you like, and you are finished working on your project for the evening and you want to turn it off. You just touch it again and it shuts off. What's amazing about this is it's got a memory function to it. So basically this pad remembers where you had left it. So you turn it back on and it goes right back to the same brightness that it was when you turned it off. So I love that feature. Also, this light pad has grips on the back. So if you have a tilted table, this pad does not move, it stays in place. It also has centimeters on the side here and up above, and it's magnetized. So it came with these magnets. So while you're working on your project, you can use these to hold your canvas in place, or your protective sheet if you're using a protective sheet. These are awesome. So I really love this light pad. Now, I priced the A3 light pads, and I found that the average price was around $64, $65. Some went up to $76. I got this light pad off of Amazon and I paid $49.95. Excellent deal. Excellent deal. So if you're interested and you really want to upgrade your light pad and you think this is a really good deal, go down below in the description. I highly recommend it. Take a look. So those are your light pads. There's only one other thing I forgot to bring up, so I'm just going to bring it up right now. But before we bring that one up, let's get to your last bonus question. So do you prefer to keep your protective sheet on your paintings, or do you prefer to swap it out with parchment paper? Let me know down below, because again, if you're interested in parchment paper, I will definitely link that down below for you to take a look. Also, let me know, do you prefer the paper protective sheet, or do you prefer the plastic cellophane protective sheet? I'd love to know. So, one other item I'm going to show you really quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. So, what I forgot to, actually it's two items. What I forgot to tell you is that you may want to purchase some super glue. This is called Loctite. I did purchase this at Michael's, and it wasn't that expensive. The reason why I'm bringing this up is you never know, you may need some adhesive or a little bit of super glue if you are having issues with popping drills. So I always have a bottle of this on hand. And again, you could probably pick up some super glue at the dollar store, but I have not tried their super glue, so I can't recommend that because I haven't tried it. So another thing I'm going to show you is an X-Acto knife. My husband purchased this kit for me because he wants to use it as well. But I did price X-Acto knives, and you can get an X-Acto knife at the dollar store for $1.25, and it does come with 2 blades. Not a bad price considering places like Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, they are selling theirs between $16 to $21. So, and that's just the same thing. It's an X-Acto knife with 2 blades, and that's it. So this kit here, my husband picked up for me, and I'm just going to open it up here for you. Oops. It comes with all these different blades. And then here's the handle, and the handle, basically you would have to loosen it up, put one of these blades in, and then tighten it up, and it keeps the blade in place. This is your tool to pull the blades out of the handle and put them in the handles. Little screwdriver. I have absolutely no clue what this is for, so don't ask. But he paid $17.95 for this at Canadian Tire. So if you live in Canada, Canadian Tire, $17.95. It's a really good deal for the amount of blades that you get, and the really nice handle. So Again, if you're new to diamond painting, you will eventually need to pick up an X-Acto knife. The reason why we need this is if we have issues with our canvas, such as rivers, puckering, air bubbles, you need to address that immediately, or you're going to end up with a big disaster on your hands. So if you've decided to do diamond painting as a hobby, definitely one of your needs. Okay everyone, that is all that I have. I hope this video gives you some ideas and some tricks, as well as help you save some money on your items. Again, remember that a lot of these items that I showed to you are basically for a lot of newcomers that are looking to find a better deal on some of their items so that they can start saving some money on, you know, the more important things like a diamond painting. So again, a couple of things that I highly suggest with the light pads: shop around, make sure you're getting the best price. Also the same thing with your magnifiers. Don't skip on those two items, because those two items are what I consider one of the most important accessories I have in my toolkit. Also, I was going to ask if anyone would be interested in me doing a video on portfolios, because I do make my own portfolios. Portfolios can be very expensive, and if you're interested in me doing a video on that, please let me know and I'll definitely do that for you. So again, we're going to recap on those questions. So your first question was, what is the most important accessory in your diamond painting journey? Your bonus question, do you save your drills? And your second bonus question was, do you prefer keeping your clear protective sheet or your white paper sheet, or do you prefer to swap it with parchment paper? So don't forget to put the answers down below in those comments. Also wanted to let you know I love your guys' comments, so thank you so much, and I will answer any of your questions as soon as possible. So by saying that, if you like the video, give it that thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you didn't like the video, it's okay. Totally understand. But if you can let me know down in the comments below why you didn't like about the video, that way it helps me improve my upcoming videos in the future. Also, if you're new to the channel, a big welcome. If you like what you see and you like what you heard, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join the family. Also, don't forget to hit the bell. The bell will indicate when I've uploaded my next video. By saying that, if this is morning for you, have a very pleasant morning. If this is afternoon for you, have an excellent rest of your afternoon. If this is evening for you, have a very restful evening. Again, my name is Janae. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight on the review. We'll talk again real soon.